That's been a little while since I made a video about Evoto, so I thought I would update you guys and show you what I've been working with. Now, there has been update after update after update of this software, and what I want to do is I want to show you my 5 favorite tools to use in fashion photography. Now, whether you're shooting portrait, boudoir, senior photos, or anything else that revolves around fashion and style, you're able to use Evoto. And like I said, I want to show you the 5 tools that I use in Evoto AI to create my bangers. Now, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Josh, and I help photographers learn how to grow and build their photography business. And I do want to thank Evoto AI for sponsoring this video and partnering with me to create this content. And if this is the type of content that you like, please remember to hit that subscribe and the follow button. But like I said, I'm not going to waste a ton of time. What I need you to do is I need you to go download Evoto AI if you haven't already. Link is going to be in the description down below, but let's get started and let's show the 5 tools that I use every day in portrait photography with Evoto AI. All right, so let's talk about the first one, and that is basic portrait cleanup. I use this all the time, pretty much in every single photo that I do for basic portrait cleanup. I'm talking about face shine removal, freckle and acne remover, and a little bit of dodging and burning. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, the cool thing is it's a process that I do that starts at the top and runs down to the bottom of this blemish removal. And then we'll move into the skin retouching a little bit. But let's go ahead and let's check that out. I'm going to zoom in here on Raina a little bit just so we can see what we're doing here. There's no freckle and acne, but let's go ahead and put it anyway, because what I've noticed freckle and acne does is it starts to clean up the skin, whether there is freckles and acne anyway. It's kind of doing that first step of the frequency separation. But there is a lot of face shine on Raina's face here. It was hot when we were out. It was Chicago. It was very, very sunny, very humid. So let's get rid of this face shine by going up to about 80%. And you can see that this is already changing the way that this photo looks, and it's already making it look that much better. Now, she doesn't have too bad of dark circles, but let's just go ahead and bring those dark circles up a little bit, and we'll bring the eye bags up a little bit. And you can see that we're already fixing this photo tremendously. Now, there's nothing wrong with the way that Raina looks. I'm just going with that fashion look a little bit further, where we're doing that skin softening and that face shine. And honestly, this is about as far as I would take this photo. There's not much more that needs to be done to it. We could go down here and do a little bit of body blemish removal and just go here, and it's just going to soften that skin up that's right along in here a little bit. But let's go down to the skin retouching, and let's go even dodge and burn here on her face, along with sculpt, dodge, and burn. And you can see now that we have a portrait that is looking fantastic. It's not overdone because we didn't take all of those sliders to 100% and give her that like plastic look. It's just right where it needs to be to give it that subtle oomph a little bit there. And that's what I do for facial cleanup in all of my portraits. Let's move on to the next one now. Now, after you've got the blemish cleanup and the dodge and burn done, let's talk about the fact that skin tones can be different, especially when you're using lighting. Now, this is Olivia. I was lighting for her face. Now, as you can see, because there was like something in the foreground, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like flowers or a bush or something, and I was kind of shooting through it. It's created a darkness to her legs. As you can see, the light was aimed more at the head, and I want to get that skin a little more even when we come to the complexion. And we're going to go to the section that says AI Unify Body Complexion. Let's go ahead and do the face skin complexion first. And you'll notice that I take everything to like 60 to 80%, somewhere in there, because I feel like that gives the program Evoto AI enough room to do its magic, yet still keeping the realness of the photo. But we got the face done. It's nice and even. Then her makeup was on point that day, so not a lot that I had to do with this. But like I said, you can see that there's some darkness and lightness in her arms. Her legs are pretty dark. So let's go ahead and let's hit the AI Unify Body Complexion to about 60%, 65%. And now you're seeing that her leg complexion matches her facial complexion. And then we have a much more evenly lit Olivia. Now, what if you are working with a magazine or a marketing agency or some type of ad company that does not want tattoos? I know this is kind of one of those topics where some people could get upset, but when you're working with some talent agencies, some modeling agencies, they want somebody who doesn't have tattoos, because artwork, as in a tattoo, is usually copywritten. So for them to use it on an ad campaign, they would have to go talk to the tattoo artist, possibly pay a license to have their tattoo in the photo. So what Evoto AI has done is it's allowed you to click one button and get rid of tattoos. Now, this is Tessa, and yes, the tattoo is pretty easy. I could get rid of that in Photoshop in about a minute. But what I noticed when looking at this photo is there's a little tiny tattoo right here. This is impressive. Watch this. I'm going to hit the one blemish tattoo remover toggle here and click it, and boom, both of those tattoos are gone just like that. Not only did it get rid of the easy one up here, but it also found the little tiny hidden one here, including the letter on what probably is a J or some type of letter with the swirly here. But look at that. It got rid of it, no problem. And then we throw in our freckle and acne here, and we throw in our reduced face shine. And then we go to our, down here to body blemishes. And then from there, we do our skin retouching. And what you're seeing is we're just building on the process that we've done so far. So in about 15 seconds while I was talking to you, we went from this photo to this photo. And now there is much more that I could do to this, but let's move on to the next one. Now let's talk about hair. This is Macy. She's absolutely gorgeous, ready to go, that porcelain doll look. But her hair on this day was a little out of control just because of the wind and what was going on. This was another Chicago shoot quite a few years ago, and I want to fix her hair. Now, there's not a lot that needs to be done to it as far as body and blemish and all of that. It's all pretty close to where it needs to be. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down in here and go to hair, and we're going to fix her hair just a little bit. First one we're going to do is we're going to do the hair part line. And what you'll notice is it kind of just fills in some of this area. It doesn't really do the part line as in the center because of the way her hair is, but it fills in some of that area around the edge of her hair. From there, we're going to go down here, and her hair looks fine. We don't need to like add any volume or anything to it. I think it looks good how it is. We can bring the hairline down a little bit if we want and just kind of tighten it in there a little bit closer to the eyes. Don't need to do too much with it. But right here is the important part. We're going to go stray hair removal. Now, I want to make sure that I'm getting rid of the stray hairs, but I don't want to give it like a weird jagged look. So I would just start moving this stray hair up until I feel like it hit the mark on what I wanted it to do. Because if I go too far, it's giving it like this weird look. So I want it to look natural, but I want it to look kind of refined. And I think that's good right there. It's getting rid of a lot of those strays that are around the edges and stuff. You can see it's kind of removed some stuff down here by the neckline and on the back side. But it's still keeping that realistic look to it there. And I'm down with that. Now, from there, because this looks like that porcelain doll type photo, I want to smoothen out the hair and give it a lot of shine and really create that artistic painterly look to the photo. So we'll go down here and we're going to hit smooth hair, and I'm going to go pretty far with the smooth hair because of the way that this photo looks like a painting. So I wanted to give it that brush stroke look, and this is what we're left with. And this is awesome. I think this looks fantastic. I wanted many years for somebody to create a way to create this glossy, shiny hair without needing to do it yourself in frequency separation and stuff. And this is done with literally just one slider. And let's go hair shine enhancement too, because we want to bring some more shine into that. But when I do that, it almost makes your hair look white. So we'll go down here to the hair white hair blackening, and we'll bring that up a little bit. And what that does is it draws some of that whiteness back. And you can see here what we went from to where we're at now. And that makes a major difference in that hair. And it just really makes this photo just look incredible. Now, we've talked about skin touch-up. We've talked about tattoo remover. We've talked about hair cleanup. But let's talk about clothing cleanup. Now, this is a photo that we took. This is Cassie. We did this in this past winter in Wisconsin here. And I just want to kind of touch up the clothing because there's some spots that look okay, but I feel like we could do a little bit more to them. So let's go in and we're going to go down to the clothing section here. I use this on a lot of stuff because people come into the studio or people come to a shoot and they don't think about ironing their clothing, or they don't think about dog hair or cat hair and things like that. And a lot of times when I'm trying to figure out my lighting, my posing, everything that's going on, sometimes I miss it too and I don't notice it. So we have to go back later and we have to fix it. Now, I've always been the one that says that, yes, I'm a photographer, but I'm also a digital creator. So I'm not opposed to getting into a program like Evoto AI and cleaning stuff up and making it look my style. And that's what I'm going to do. Is if I miss something, I'm going to fix it in post. It's okay to be that person. So let's go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to de-wrinkle the clothing. And this one I'll take all the way, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't do too much. It does a pretty good job, but I'm going to go ahead and bring some of those deep wrinkles back here. That way I got some of these wrinkles and it looks a little bit more realistic here in the arms. Now we're in a better place. But because it was snowing, I can notice that there's a lot of snowflakes all over the place on this photo in front of her. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go de-blemish clothing. And we'll take that one all the way up too. Give it a second to think about this. And you're going to notice that all of these spots, all of the spots just vanish right there. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go in and clone stamp them. I didn't have to use the eraser, nothing. Just one slider got rid of all that. Now, the last thing that I like to do is I like to clean up the clothing edge. So notice how there's like big, deep wrinkles everywhere along the edge. If you take this clean clothing edge and you just bring it up, what it's going to do is it's going to soften up all of those spots. And I think it does a fantastic job. And we're talking about having a photo with clothing that had wrinkles. It had some snow on it, blemishes, and it was kind of like really jagged. And within a minute, we've brought it and got it to a much more professional look. Now, I have a little bonus for you. I want to show you kind of a mixture of everything, as well as the way that I changed the background colors to my photos to give it that Josh Russell banger look. So let's go ahead and let's stay here in Cassie's photo. We're going to go ahead and we're going to slide through this pretty quick because you've already done it alongside of me, knowing how to do everything. So let's go ahead and let's put it to work, as well as let's add some makeup and let's fix that background. So first thing we're going to do, blemish removal. We're going to bring that up. We're going to get rid of it, but you'll notice that it doesn't get rid of her actual moles, which I'm okay with. Face shine remover. Now, if we wanted to remove the moles, we could go ahead. So after that, I want to go down and I want to do some skin retouching. We'll go some dodging and burning here. We'll do some sculpting here, as well as some AI Unify face complexion. We're going to make this face a little softer there. So there's what we're working with. 3 sliders that quick. Now, let's go down to the hair. Next step. We're going to make this hair look a little bit better. Not that her hair was wrong. Just want to add some. So let's go with the part line, and you'll notice that it's filling in right there in that part line. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of the stray hair removal. We'll smooth her hair, give it that smooth painterly look. We'll add some hair shine, and then from there we're going to add that white hair blackening. We have the hair, we have the clothing, we have the skin. Now let's change the lipstick there. Let's add a little bit different color of a lipstick. So we're gonna go up here, we'll close our hair, we'll open makeup. Come down to where you can select everything separately. Go lipstick, and let's add her more of like a pink lipstick. Look at that. And we can go satin, we can go matte, we can go creamy, we'll go shimmer, and we can go glossy. Whoops, we can go glossy. I think what I want to do is I want to go creamy, and that's looking pretty darn good. So there we go. We have our subject. We have Cassie all set up. She is good to go. But let's get creative and let's change that background. And the way that you do that is you actually go to the masking, which is this button over on the right here. We're going to select background. Make sure the entire background is selected. And then we're going to just mess with the color balance, the white balance. So let's go the white balance all the way over towards the blue. Give it a second. It does take a second to reprocess that. We're going to go all the way over to the pink. And as you can see, I'm just kind of moving these around, kind of playing with it, seeing what it's going to do. I want to go back to this one because I really like this one. And from there, we can do a little bit more to it by going vibrance, bringing the vibrance up, and then our HSL. So we can come down here into our HSL, and let's say we want to take these blues to a lighter blue, and we're just changing the hue of this. And our reds will go to a more pink. And remember, we're only messing with the background colors, not the subject herself. So there we go. We're going to bring this vibrance down because I did notice it's creating a little bit of weirdness here around the edges. So now we have a photo that went from this to a creative photo here like this. We can go into our background section and we can enhance the background too. So then you're really bringing some color out. And just like that, you have a photo that started out like this and ends like this. So those are the 5 tools that I use in every portrait photo that I do through Evoto AI. Now, there are so many more adjustments and settings that you can do on photos. I'm talking background removal. You can work with animals. You can do tethering. And the cool thing about the tethering is you can actually live update every photo as you're taking it with your settings. You can batch presets. You can do pretty much everything that you can do on the other programs, but in one program, and utilizing AI features as well. And I didn't even touch on the new AI lab where you can actually do people, object, and background removals even better. If you want to see that video, let me know and I will make it. But like I said, this is a great program that allows you to do really easy editing on things that would have taken me hours or days to do, or maybe not even been able to do it at all because it was above my skill level. And now I can do it easy, fast, and repetitive. So again, if you want to try Evoto, the link is in the description. You can get some credits for free by using that link, and it does help me out a little bit as well. So if you want to try Evoto, go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and download it, have some fun, play around. Remember to make sure those sliders only go a little bit. Don't go all the way with them. That way that you're utilizing the AI while still keeping that natural feel of that photo. And I think you'll be making bangers in no time. So thank you for watching the video. I hope this helped you. I hope you're now on your way to creating better portrait photography and you're able to really excel your business. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.